Hi, I'm James.
And I'm Winston.
We are going to share what we have found in our research that related to time traveling. Have you ever thought about time traveling? It is not as easy as you think. Time travel may affect some incident that should or shouldn't happen. What works? It may cause a time paradox. So, what is time paradox? Here's a simple about paradox. The statement below is true. The statement above is false. Interesting, isn't it? Normally, a paradox made out of two statements. Both of them are logical as an individual. But when we discuss two statements together, they contradict each other. The time paradox is a contradiction about the impact on the timeline.
In the movie Predestination, the characters change their life because of time traveling. And there are four main characters in the film: bartender, Jane, John, and the bomber. And the weird thing is, they're all the same person. You're all confused, right? Don't worry, we will try our best to explain. Let's talk about Jane first. She was an orphan and grew up in an orphanage. After she grew up, she fell in love with John, which is the same person. We'll explain later. And later, Jane got pregnant, but John disappeared. During the childbirth, Jane's life was in danger. And the doctor discovered that Jane had two reproductive systems, which is 生殖系统. To save Jane's life, the doctor had no choice but to transfer Jane into a man. And Jane changed her name into John. What's worse, her baby was stolen. Okay, now it's John's part. After Jane transferred into a man and changed her name into John, he met a bartender in a bar one day. And the bartender was a time agent who could travel through time. So the bartender took John to the past. After returning to the past, John met Jane and fell in love with her. So that's why Jane could meet John at that time. And John thought he could happily live with Jane forever. But one day, the bartender appeared suddenly and asked John to leave his time space and become a time agent of Time Bureau, which is 成为时空局的探员. So that's why John disappeared, because he became the time agent. So after John became a time agent, his main mission was to stop a bomber who could time travel to the same person. So during the mission, John's face was severely injured. So after the surgery, John's appearance became just like bartender's appearance, and he became the bartender.
Next is bartender's part. After bringing John back to the past, the bartender time traveled again. He stole Jane's baby and put it on the orphanage. So, Jane's baby was herself. But after that, the bartender went to the future and retired. One day, he found the bomber and killed him. But bartender had mental illness. He became a bomber at last. Next, the bomber back to the past and tried to explode a bomb in the apartment and therefore harmed John's face, which was his own face. Question now. Where does string come from? Oh my god, a paradox. Okay, now we know you are all brain farted. Before we're talking about time paradox, let's let your brain take a break. Now it's time to move your fingers. Please take out a slip of paper inside a book and rip one side of double-sided tape and stick it to the other side. This is a Mobius band, which is called 莫比乌斯环 in Chinese. Now, pinch your finger on it and pull it. You will discover it never ends. Mobius band had neither start points nor end points. It works the same way with the timeline of movie.
And now, it's time to talk about time paradox. Are you guys ready? I'm not sure. So, as we said before, a time paradox is a contradiction about the affection of timeline. And the most famous example is the grandfather paradox, which is 祖父悖论. So, what is the grandfather paradox? Let's suppose there's a man called A, and there's the timeline of the A. One day, A decided to went back to the past and kill his grandfather. If A's grandfather was killed, his son, which is A's father, wouldn't exist. If A's father wasn't born, A wouldn't exist too. So here comes the problem. If A doesn't exist, who killed A's grandfather? Oh my god, a paradox again. To solve this problem, scientists have came out with two main theories, which is predestination paradox and multiverse, 命运悖论和多元宇宙论. After our discussion, we have separated the predestination paradox into two forms.
The first form we call it established future. That's whoever attempts to return to the past and change the past, but will fail eventually. No matter how he or she tried, the past will not be changed. So do the events that are going to happen in the future.
And here's supposed to be have a video, but we haven't finished it. So
the second form we call it transformed future. That is everything in the present is the result of the interference of the time travelers. Multiverse theory main idea is our universe is not the only universe. There are infinity parallel universes, and each universe leads to a different situation. Take A for example. He returned to the past and killed his grandfather successfully. After his homicide and went back to the present, his grandfather is still alive. That's because when A returned to the past, he had gone to another parallel universe which A didn't exist and killed his grandfather. A did kill his grandfather, but not the one in his universe, but the one in the universe that A didn't exist.
it's time to wake up. Good morning. And at last, in the future, we will discuss the relating issues and come out with the corresponding explanations. High-dimensional world is a fascinating world. We hope we can let you have the basic concept about the time paradox and be interested to the relating issues. So that's our research. Thank you for listening.
9分40